Luka Matijević, who will talk about Keycloak on Kubernetes.
So, hi everyone. I'm Miodrag from Nimium, and this is Luka Matijević. Today we're going to talk a bit about how Keycloak is deployed in Kubernetes, and we'll touch a bit about operators in general. So, yeah. So we are system engineers. We are working on design, implementation, and maintenance of IT solutions based on open source technologies. We are open source enthusiasts. We are also the oldest Red Hat partner in the region. We've been awarded a Red Hat Most Certified Partner as well, and among other things, we are specialized in cloud technologies and various Kubernetes distributions. Okay, so first we're going to try to explain a bit, go through some basic stuff about Kubernetes, because once we deploy Keycloak, we will be using the operator. So a bit about that. Let's dissect this in basic principles of Kubernetes. So what's considered an object in Kubernetes? It's a persistent entity. In Kubernetes, it represents the state of your cluster. It is created, modified, or deleted through Kubernetes API. As for resources, they are kind of endpoints in the API that actually collect this or represent these objects. Then, to be able to kind of extend the API, we'll be using the custom resources, or CRDs. So basically, they are extensions of the API. They represent any customization of particular Kubernetes installation. They let you store and retrieve structured data. And nowadays, many core Kubernetes functions are actually built using the CRDs. They can be updated independently. And once you apply the CRDs, they can be accessed using kubectl, just as if they were built-in resources. So the advantage of this is that you don't have to know a lot about programming. You just need to know how to define the custom resource definition, apply it in Kubernetes, and then you can either use some controllers to take advantage of the new object, and basically just extend the Kubernetes as a whole, right? So a bit on controllers and control loops, yeah. Custom controllers. Control loop. So basically, what we do when we apply something in Kubernetes, we actually determine the state we want the Kubernetes to be in, and then the Kubernetes will always use a control loop to try to match this state. So job is a good example for this. We kind of create a job, it does something, and it executes something, and it's gone from the cluster, right? So these custom controllers combined with custom resources are kind of a way to have a true declarative API where we just define the configurations and then apply it in Kubernetes. And finally, a bit on Kubernetes operators. They are kind of software extensions for Kubernetes. They use the CRDs, and they follow the principles, notably the control loop I was talking about. So clients of Kubernetes API act as controllers for a custom resource, and this is known as an operator pattern. So once we apply this Keycloak, and operators, we will see. I'm going to show you a bit on how the CRD will look, how we will apply them, and let's go there. Okay.
So, sad nemaš duplikator, no? No. Okay, I can speak and he can write now. We have a few folders and few files right here, and an old password for a Keycloak. Keycloak operator directory has 3 files in it, and 2 of them are CRDs, custom resource definitions. One will be used for a Keycloak instance, and the other will be used for a Keycloak realm importing. So we are applying them right now. And the last YAML file is a file to create actual operator for a Keycloak. So it will watch those CRDs, and when we, for example, apply a new instance of a Keycloak, operator will see a new resource and then create 1 or more instances as we defined with our replicas and everything else. Also, we can use that operator or that custom resource definition to configure Keycloak to set some specifics about application, and operator will scale it and configure replication between nodes and everything else. So operator will be taking care of everything around the Keycloak. One thing that we disabled was a default ingress from an operator, because we want to use self-signed SSLs with a cert manager and certificate manager, and Nginx ingress to configure using that new certificate. The other one that is being applied right now, actually, yesterday we heard that the EDB open sourced their cloud-native Postgres operator, so we took time to use it, and it's actually really good. So we will be using operator to deploy Postgres clusters, so Keycloak can use that Postgres cluster. Why did we do that? Because it's easy. So that's the point of operators. It's just go there, deploy your operator, you will get CRDs, and just create object from that CRD. In this example, it will be object for a cluster. So it will also define everything needed for a Postgres to become some highly available cluster. What that means is you will get all the pods you need, all the services that you need, for example, read-write service for Postgres and read-only for the replicas. You will get secrets for TLS. You will get secrets for connecting to database. For example, you will get one super user secret, one regular user secret, and everything else. So at the end, you will get all that you need to work with that software. Either it's Postgres or Keycloak. After that, you just need to use your newly deployed applications.
Okay, so this is an example of a custom resource definition, or CRD. So we specify the API version, API extensions, Kubernetes IO-v1. You can see some kind of some metadata, and then goes the specification for the custom resource. So this is huge. Basically, you define here all the properties you want, these new types and properties you want for this new custom resource definition to have, and then you use it afterwards, either via controller or something. So it's huge. This is kind of just an example. So once you have an operator, you know, in Kubernetes you basically have, you know, at the lowest level you have pod, then above that it's replica set, then it's the deployment, some kind of deployment, be it stateful set, daemon set, or whatever. And then on top of that, operator will actually kind of, specific to the application, it will kind of have this control loop that will be matched all the time when you define something. Okay.
So it's time for
you want to do
the real part of the demo? Okay. Now let's try to deploy everything using these operators. Let's hope it will work. Disclaimer, we will not deploy apps, because apps is my colleagues' apps from yesterday, Nginx apps. They really work. Everything is okay, but it's just one small problem. When I was creating certificates for Keycloak, I did not intend to use backend side services to connect to it, and it's PHP, so it's not really front end, it's not really in the client, so it cannot go to the backend. There is no way for me to easily to make application to go from a container inside a pod to Keycloak through container, and I cannot go outside and then go to ingress back inside. So everything could be shown. I can show you Keycloak user interface and everything else, but unfortunately I will not be able to deploy application that will use Keycloak, but this is not really an idea of this talk, so it should be good. I think I can speak without microphone. That's okay? Može. Okay. So first, we need to deploy some things. For example, we will deploy Postgres cluster. Postgres cluster is an easy one. Up. We will have one operator that's this kind cluster is CRD. That came with an operator. So when we create this kind, we can instruct operator, not really instruct operator. Operator will watch for that resource, and then when this resource comes up in the state of Kubernetes and it's ready, then the operator will do everything that we told him to do through this configuration. For example, in this configuration, we are telling this operator to deploy 3 instances of Postgres. They will be replicated. So we will have 1 instance that's master replica and 2 instances that are slave replicas. They will be read-only by default, and that's okay. And another thing that we are telling here, to use storage of size 1 gigabit. It's okay, 1 gigabyte. This is really great because Postgres operator is working with any kind of storage, mostly any kind of storage that you can have. So if you have some default storage class, we have rook Ceph here deployed, so we have a Ceph inside, and we will be using RBD. So you will get PVCs, PVs, connected Postgres on top of it. It will be persistent. You can do upgrades. You can do rollbacks. You can do scaling. You can do, I don't know, repairing of nodes and everything else. It will just work. Everything is out of box. And as you see, it's really, really, really small configuration to get Postgres cluster. It's amazing if you ask me. So another things that we need to do, it's deploying of certificates. I will not go through this. This is just certificate manager stuff. So for example, we created root issuer. It will be the root issuer of a cluster. And then we signed the CA with that root issuer and then created another issuer that will be using that CA. So this is the way that you can use your self-signed CA inside Kubernetes through the cert manager, so that cert manager can create certificates based on your CA. Also, we have a certificate. That certificate is predefined certificate for Keycloak for inside communication. So Keycloak can expose its services over HTTPS because by default, service is secured and it will listen on HTTPS port inside the container. And from the outside, you will be getting through the ingress. So ingress will go again to the SSL port. So it will be 443 to 8443 inside container. Both are secured by TLS. The next thing that we will deploy will be Keycloak. I will show you Keycloak, of course, because it's operator. Okay, in this operator, again, we're not doing anything special. Okay, just a second. Let me start Postgres deployment. It will be fast. We will just create this cluster so it can provision in behind, and I will show you everything that's provisioned with it and how it looks like. Okay. Inside the CRD for Keycloak, we need to tell the Keycloak how many instances we will be using, so it will be highly available Keycloak using 3 instances. For the database, we are using Postgres, and as you see, we are just using services. So this part here is just a service that will get exposed by the operator. Also, we will be using secrets that will be available after the operator continues deploying and creates a database. Also, this secret is easy one. Oops. Yes. Okay. The secret is predefined secret through the certificate, and we are just telling the Keycloak to use this host name. And that's the reason why I cannot use Keycloak from the inside. I could reconfigure, but it will be pain. Also, ingress is disabled because of the reasons I mentioned before. So if we now go and try to look what's going on, Let me just try. Okay, inside kubectl, we will say demo get cluster. Okay, we can get clusters from Postgres. So we will get one cluster. Cluster is in healthy state. This one, this resource, that's custom resource definition. So we are just checking how many objects are created from that custom resource definition. There is one object called PostgreSQL cluster, as we called it. Also, we can describe that. We will not use YAML. Okay, we can describe it. And we will see that we have something going on. It created a bunch of stuff inside our Kubernetes, and I can show you what it created. Also, we can see instances, we can see some versions of it, and all the stuff that the operator needs to operate that Postgres. He needs to know revisions, versions, replica members, and everything else. So it's healthy. Also, you can see a lot of other stuff, for example, secrets, services, and everything else deployed, storage, a lot of stuff you can see inside definition. And for example, the good thing to show would be kubectl and demo. Get pods. Okay, we have 3 cluster pods. We have secrets, so we can read where, how to connect to database using super user or using regular user. We can see services. So we have read write, read only, and read service. And that's it. It was as easy as that. Just deploy your operator. After that, we will deploy other stuff. Let's say kubectl. Apply. Okay. Root issuer. CA. We will not do everything at once. Just it will be easier like this to show everything. Okay. All the other stuff, and then we can create our Keycloak. When we create Keycloak, we can show you. We can show you Keycloaks. So we have one new custom resource definition for a Keycloak that I showed you earlier, and if we describe it, okay, we are getting deployed. So this one will be using our newly created cluster and all the secrets that we used, and it will be deployed inside the cluster. So if we, let's say, get pods, we will also get 3 pods, and after that we can use get secrets, for example. Okay, we have some secrets inside of it. That secrets could be used, for example. Oh, it's not done yet. Just a few things. Few more. It's working. Okay. What else can we do? I think we need to wait for it. Okay, we can deploy Ingress. It's okay. Ingress will not be a problem. It's just Ingress for us to come inside and see Keycloak until we wait for a Keycloak to deploy. No. But these ones are deployed. Okay, now we will get this one for a TLS, and we need to have one more thing, but it's not going right. Follow me. Secret. Okay.
Get.
still not deployed. Not getting deployed. Why?
Can you destroy it?
I will try, yes. Oh, maybe I'm not. What's the problem? Maybe I didn't mention namespace, but let's see.
Yeah,
But I did because it was shown here. Keycloak, sorry, I'm describing the wrong one. Okay, and then nice, it's not working.
Подивись, самі на точку.
Hmm? It's looking okay, but let's see. Ah, demo, of course. Keycloak operator is maybe not running, but we have CRD. Did you deploy Keycloak operator?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see like this.
Let's try to apply it again.
Let's do it like this, just one more time.
Yeah.
We are missing whole operators, so. Yeah, maybe it was okay. Okay. Let's just redeploy for sake of example. One resource did not have, operator did not have the namespace defined. Ah, sorry. So when you deploy, every operator can do different things, like operator can watch all namespaces or just a specific namespace. In case of a Keycloak, operator is watching just the namespace inside which is the operator is deployed. So it was deployed in default by default, so we do not have operator. It was kind of scary, but it works. Let's see. Okay, it's deploying right now. So it will deploy and it will deploy and it will get the cluster ready. So when it's working, one of the conditions you can see operator is populating status of object. So in the status you can see that we are just waiting for more replicas because we told Keycloak that it will have 3 replicas at total, so we need to wait for all the pods to come up, and it is doing one by one because one needs to be fully provisioned initialized, then the second one can join the cluster, and when it's joined the third one can be initialized and join the cluster, so we need to go one by one. And you can watch the state like that. And it's deployed. If it's deployed, we can see 3 replicas, and now we should see ingress. Yeah. And if it works, let's pray that this thing also works. No. Okay. No. Oh, right. It's so weak. But if we, oh, what's happening? Restore, okay. Restore. Why?
Switch it here.
Okay, let me just do it like this. I will restore here. Resolution problems. Okay. And if we go here, and then push it. Is it working right now?
Yeah.
Resolution. Okay. I will need to do it on my screen because resolution is really different. Okay. So we got Keycloak up, and to go. I don't know why browser is not working right now here. Some bug. If we log in to the console, we have Keycloak, and if you want to see the administrator user, you can get secrets, and one of the secrets that you will see will be Keycloak initial admin secret. And if we go Keycloak initial admin YAML, you would get some password stored in base64, of course. And if we echo that and post it in base64 and say the code, we would get password, and user is admin. Just trust me. We can get that. And again, I'm sorry, but I will need to get browser on my screen and log in. I'm not sure why it's happening. But if we go here, admin console, okay, I'm just walking through it. Admin console, I would get this, and then I need to log in. And if I put my password in it and use it, nice. I did not configure.
Try to describe the secret. Describe the secret, and you'll get it fast.
Please.
Describe it.
No. Maybe I did not copy it. If we go here, something is not well. There is no defaults. It's generated every time, and I don't think we should have old volume. Oh, maybe we have old volume.
Yeah, probably.
Let's just try another password.
You have a space before that.
What?
You have a space before that.
Before admin, I don't think we have a space. It just looks like that, I think. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it's admin by sure, but nah, I cannot log in, sorry. No, I won't be able to log in. Okay. I don't know why. Just, okay, what's happening? You have Postgres, and it's on the PVC and on the PV, and we have a database. So when the last Keycloak, when it was initialized, it created some password. I did not get that password, then password is put in right. It's using the old password I'm not seeing right now, so I cannot decrypt that one. And that's the only problem. I wanted to mention that problem. That's the only problem with this operator, because if you initialize Keycloak and get some database and get that admin user, and after that, if you destroyed your Keycloak and redeploy it, you will get new secret, but that secret will not be really applied because last password is still in function. So you need to take care if you delete your deployment and recreate your deployment, you need to remember your old password because it will be written in the database and new deployment will not overwrite it. So right now, sorry, I'm not able to, because when we tested this, we had another password. One other thing I wanted to show you is just a second. There is one more thing you can deploy, and we can use that. It's a realm import. So if you have your realms and you have some predefined stuff inside it, for example, clients, users, roles, groups, and everything else, you can also deploy it using custom resource. So you just put everything. You can export your current Keycloak, convert it from JSON to YAML, and just put it under the realm part of a CRD. And it will import your Keycloak. To import something inside Keycloak, for example, something like this, whole realm, the Keycloak needs to be shut down and imported and restarted because there are secrets and everything else inside, and it cannot be imported in the runtime. So when we apply this, Keycloak will just reboot node by node. It will scale it will roll out a new version. So when it's rolling out, everything is working, your UI is working, but in the backend it will just import new realm through all of the cluster, and when it's done, you will just see your new old imported realm inside the Keycloak. So it's just as easy as cube ctl apply. Realm, and when we apply it, we can just describe. It's easier. Describe Keycloak imports. It's named demo realm. Okay, it's created. Internet connection. Okay. So it's imported, and now if we get pods, we will see they restarted. Get pods. Unfortunately, I will not be able to log into the UI, but it's completed, and you see one of them just restarted. Two of them will restart one after another. So you are getting high available cluster. Keycloak is always available, even if it's importing the realms. Until all three replicas have the same database, same realms imported. They are reading the same database, but they are kind of doing magic. So you can use your Keycloak while all of the Keycloaks are getting synced with new realm. And when all of them are synced, you will get it through your UI. So it's really seamless. Even if you have cluster. If you are doing this by hand, it's not really that easy. Single instance, no problems. Multiple instances, it's not really easy to do. So I think that's it. Unfortunately, I cannot log into the UI to show you, but we can see the UI, and it's working through the same domain that we mentioned. Okay. If there are any questions, I think we have a minute, or we can discuss later if you want. Okay, then thank you.